Let's say you're on a date. You've dressed up good, the weather is perfect, your food is amazing and the music is just right. You look across the table to see someone who was once a stranger that you knew nothing about, but now that same stranger is just somebody else. You drop a little joke and then you let out a smile, and so do they. There's a moment where you lock eyes and all that needs to be said has been said. The void of air in between you both. The way time stops just for a second longer. As humans, we love to define everything. It's in our nature. And we all have different opinions about a bunch of things. But at this exact moment, this second, you and the stranger feel the exact same thing. A silent acknowledgement that you both can define as only one thing and one thing only. The dictionary describes love as an intense feeling of deep affection. But is that as simple as that? If we're being honest, loving anything is the messiest thing any human can do. We are flawed and capable of being horrible. But somehow we manage to find somebody who cares about us deeply, more passionately than you could ever love yourself. It's easy to argue loving someone is loving their flaws equally. But if that was the case, there would be no such thing as divorces and breakups. But that isn't the case. We choose to use a scale to dictate whether we should stay in love with somebody. Does the reward outvalue the risk? But even then, that measure doesn't work. Because there are a million of factors that go into choosing whether to love somebody and deciding to hate them. So why do we love the way we do? As said before, we are all flawed. The idea of Sonder, being aware that everyone is going through their own complexities in life just like you. And as humans, we feel incomplete. There will always be a hole, an emptiness that you throw all of your own insecurities and negative thoughts into that space. But when we love somebody, we feel a slight healing. A feeling of all the things that you could hate about yourself, somebody can actually fall in love with that. But that same hole can also bring somebody else down to the ground. And that could be horrible. Let's call person A Sam and person B Joe. They have both been in a committed relationship for years and are in love. Joe has suffered with depression for a while now and is starting to eat into the relationship where it's making Sam depressed as well. Now, if we followed Joe, ending a relationship with Sam could be perceived as an act of love, in the sense that they care about them so much they don't want to drag someone else down with them, and they want them to thrive and is doing it as an act of love. But if we shift our perspective to Sam, we can see Joe is suffering. She loves him so much she's trying to lift him up and make sure he can get back on his own 2 feet, to thrive and prosper in his life, and that is also an act of love. So, they are both done for the same reasons in the name of love, but the situation differs because of who we are as humans. And now we're here in the moment. I want to mention life sucks. To love eternally is the dream. To love a person, our children, our jobs, is all a human could ask for. But even as an optimist, that's a very difficult reality to accept. Because love will hurt you, and it will leave scars you didn't think was possible. We see in most media, movies portray love as a powerful force of nature that causes two people to become one. But as we grow older, hopefully, we see that these depictions can be false. We want to be the best possible partner to our loved ones, so we change to better ourselves for them. But then there is a conflict that doesn't get mentioned a lot in that. Do you change who you are to be loved by someone else? Or do you continue to love who you are because you are yourself? And that's where the real conflict is. Toxic relationships have always existed, and they will continue to, that is a given. And most times we don't even realize how we affect someone else because we are so oblivious to our own actions. This conflict of love is everything else. Because to be able to love someone else, you must be able to love yourself. And so it has become normalized to fall in love with a person wearing a mask. We rush into love because we are twisted into believing that it will solve our problems, or that we like the ideology of love and not love itself. And now, as time has passed, the mask has dropped and the question differs. Was there actually any real love there in the first place? And who is at fault? A quote that always stuck with me was, "Love is life. Everything I understand only because I love." And this is why it's so messy. Love can't just be defined as one thing. It can't be defined as just a feeling or passion. It should be something that should just exist. Because in its true nature, love is just creation and destruction. Two different sides of the same coin. And so it will always exist in life. And it will bring joy and it will bring sadness. And it's true. You never truly understand love till you feel it. And to feel it, you must live. As life goes on, you find love to be a way to feel passion towards a career, a person, a favourite colour. As love is a guarantee, every human has lived a life worth living. Life's messy as it is, and everything else that is happening in life is happening in this exact moment. But love is life. So at the end of the day, life is just